Would you rather cross paths with a man or a bear in the forest?
A bear every freaking time.
Every time. Okay.
Every time.
I said man.
Man?
Yeah, I said man.
Man.
Bear.
Uh-oh.
Man.
So bear. Why do you pick bear? Why don't you pick man?
Why wouldn't I pick man? Because I think what a man would do to you in a forest when nobody's watching is worse than what a bear would do.
What
The
do you
bear
think
would do it
a
quickly.
bear would do to you?
If the bear's going to kill you, it's going to be quick.
No, they just eat you alive.
They're gonna rip your skin off and rip your face off and put their teeth
Better than
around your
dealing
neck
with the
and-
trauma that what a man would do to you in the forest.
So
alone
you
would
think
do.
that if you just selected a random man in the population, just plunked one out, you think that he would kill you?
Not necessarily kill
Essay.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you pick bear? Why don't you pick man?
Because a bear won't sexually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So because you guys are factoring in, like, yes, the bear could kill you, the man could kill you, but the bear's not going to essay you, the man could essay you. You guys are obviously doing like a risk assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just ask you both a question. You don't think every man could do this, right?
No, but
Right.
I also don't think every bear is going to go after you
Sure.
if you're not bothering them and they're not hungry.
But so you don't think it's every man. What percentage of men do you think would do this then?
Both things, or at least one?
Just the essay. How about that?
Half.
Okay, 50%.
20 to 30%.
20, 30%. Okay.
I think there's a lot of men that might do something like that if they aren't thinking they're going to suffer the consequences for it and somebody wouldn't know. I don't think it's
Okay.
all men, but I do think that.
But 50%. 50%. Okay, so 50% of the male population in the United States, you think? Okay. Do you have
Obviously
any brothers?
not including children, you know?
Yeah, just adult males. We'll exclude like under 18.
Geriatric and children, yeah.
Do you have any brothers?
I have a half brother and a
Half.
step brother.
2 brothers.
I mean, neither one is full blood
Well,
and neither one I lived with.
But you
so,
call
I
them
mean,
brothers. 2 brothers.
Not really, no.
Well, half brother.
Yeah, I
step-
wouldn't
okay.
call, yeah. I'm the only child.
Okay. You have a dad?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Grandparents?
Yeah,
Male cousins? Male friends?
grandpa, yeah.
Okay. Your 2 brothers, so one of them is an essayer.
I'm not saying it has to be from my family, but I think statistically across the U.S., at least half of the guys would not,
Including like your male family members.
Yeah, I don't think any of them would do it, but yeah, obviously that would include the general male population.
Okay. 50% is quite a lot. It's half the male population. Don't you? So you must have a pretty negative view towards men then, if you think 50% of them, maybe
Towards
a majority.
some men.
Well,
50
not
is not
just-
majority. 50 is half.
Well, it's half. Half of men, 1 out of 2. You must have very negative attitudes towards half of men then.
No, it's a bell. It's everything's a bell.
Do you think that they would essay you? It's pretty.
Half of men? Yeah, I
It's a
don't
pretty
think
egregious thing to do.
there's a lot of men in jail for that. There's a lot of men in jail or not in jail for that. I think that is a problem.
But, I mean, not half of men are not in jail.
Wait, that doesn't mean they got caught. I
And
mean,
half of men
there's-
haven't
and there's
engaged
still
in that sort of
SA
activity.
without grape. I mean, there's still
Sure.
levels of that, and I still think that that is safer than a random bear in a forest who might not even be hungry.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Last weekend I was hiking in the woods and I came across a man and he just walked right past me.
Thank you
Very
for
likely.
sharing that
cool.
that example. I do appreciate it. Who said bears do not? They're
I
capable.
was about to say if the
of
bear was
this-
feeling fruit, maybe if it was mating season. It was mating season.
I chose
Wow.
a man because even if he tries to like essay me or kill me, I think I can take him over a bear.
I think you could probably take a man.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I'll wait for him to go to sleep and then
What the fuck?
do stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on, we have a message coming in here.
N7's Voss donated $100.
Thank you, Voss.
Someone in chat said it, but I will repeat it here. I bet 50% of men won't even approach a girl.
Yeah, man. I think that 50%, that's a high number.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's a high number. You're throwing a lot of men under the bus.
Do you think my
You'd be
numbers
surprised, though.
I think it's just like a.
I think you guys have a very different view of how safe a woman feels around men than
Well-
how women feel around men.
Yeah, I don't really feel too safe around bears, though. That's the thing. And I think it's just total bullshit. Like, if you were in the forest and then you saw the two, you saw some hungry bear, grizzly bear, and the shit that that bear could do to you, and then you saw Gavin, and you're like, who do I want to be trapped in this forest with? You're taking Gavin. You're not taking the bear. But you can say you'll take the bear. That's fine.
Do you have that meme, Damien?
I really
The
stand
bear
by
meme?
my answer.
Yeah, it's just.
I'd rather die.
I mean, the statistics don't reflect that this is the actual risk that a woman has, though. I mean, even the greatly skewed numbers from some of these organizations, like the 1 in 4, that would put it at 25%, right? But if you look at like actual crime statistics, FBI, DOJ, the actual like incidence rate of this is like fairly low.
The girls at the table, have you ever felt unsafe with a man to the point where you felt your safety
Hold
was
on.
jeopardized?
How you feel doesn't mean that the guy's gonna SA you. Like, I
Right,
get
but
you can
it's
feel.
how safe you would feel in a forest unsupervised with a man. That is also a feeling.
But just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that that thing that you fear is gonna happen.
The bear might also not bother you.
I agree. It might not. The man could be totally benevolent, and if you're lost in the forest, what do you think is more likely? If you're lost in the forest, do you think a man's going to be benevolent? Like, you go up to him and ask him for help. Do you think he's just going to start essaying you, or do you think he's going to help you? Like, what's more likely?
I don't trust a random man in a forest. That is my stance. I mean, like,
Some-
have you guys ever felt unsafe with a man to the point of your safety feeling jeopardized? At least once in your life.
I don't disagree. I bet every single woman here has
all
felt
the time.
unsafe around
All
a
the
man.
time.
I don't dispute that at all.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, so sometimes they make you feel safe before they SA you. So it's like
That part.
The funny
Right.
part is that actually men actually have such a stronger inclination to protect a random woman than they do to SA them. So all of these, like, you can make a face about it if you want. But I was in Colombia a few weeks ago, and I was at a random gym in like an outdoor gym in Medellin, and we saw this guy sprinting and this lady running behind him, like yelping because he just sort of stolen something from her. And literally, there was 30 men around who literally clicked into gear and chased this dude around, captured him. It's all on my Instagram story. I filmed it, by the way. And they got him, and then they got the girl's thing back, and they were walking the girl back to the gym and back home. Like, that is the natural inclination that men have. And I'm sorry that you have this like horrible view of men, but it's just simply
not
not
all
true.
men.
No, this is like what you said is like a horrendous view of men. You would rather be dropped in the forest with a bear than a
Wild
man.
animal.
And you think that 50% of men are likely to do that to you. You just don't understand men, clearly. But like most men would
Just
just.
because I don't agree with your opinion doesn't make it wrong.
Well, I'm saying that you're wrong. That's my opinion. So,
I mean,
but yeah,
she
you
said
just
the same thing.
you just don't really understand
What is like
the
the
way that men
hyper
are.
focus? There are other people who agree.
Why do you get so snarky about everything? We're just having a conversation. Why can't you just have a conversation? It's always going to be like making a face, or it's going to be like laboring your answers and stuff. Like it's just annoying. Anyway, we'll like we
Well,
have to.
I think
Well, if you're
You just-
berating
you
me
just-
constantly,
I'm not berating you. We're having a
are,
conversation. Like it's like you've never heard like a contrary opinion in your life.
Not at all. There were
That's
several
what it's
contrary
like.
opinions that we didn't agree on that I said, oh, I see your viewpoint. But when you're being
Yeah, but like it's
rude,
been constant all night. I'm telling you, from my perspective,
Here.
having talked to you all night, it's like constant faces
ask
and
a
just
question?
laboring.
Hold on, Darkavia. So you asked a question. You asked, why are we kind of focusing on you? Milena did pick bear. You're 100% right. She picked bear. She said, what, 20 to 30%? Typically, when you're having like a disagreement with somebody, you're going to tend to like want to have that disagreement with the person who takes a more hardline position. In this case, you said 50%. It seems like you have a bit more of a hard line, you have a stronger position on this than Milena. And also, Milena's also been Milena's been on the show before, and we've already kind
argued about this
of had
topic
like the
last
debate
time.
with her. So like that's kind of why it's been a bit more focused on you, specifically related to the bear question. So I mean that's an explanation to your answer, but look, I don't really want to linger on the bear thing for too long. Just how about this? A couple clarifying things. if it was 10 men versus 10 bears, does that change anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, would you prefer the 10 men then?
Yeah, because I think when there are people with each other, you have more of a responsibility to act accordingly to social standards. I think when men are alone, sometimes that's
Sure.
where the problem
But if there's
can
10
arise.
men, and if they're 50% disposed to essaying you and 50% not, how do you know that 50% of them
I
are just going
still
to
don't
overrule the
think
rest of the guys?
I still don't think that they're going to take the chance to do something that's inappropriate when there's other witnesses.
So-
Whereas somebody alone
So
in
you
the
trust
forest would.
the benevolence of the men?
I
then?
trust the group.
Okay.
Like there's a distribution of responsibility.
Oh, do you want kids?
Yeah.
Do you know how many kids you want?
Preferably 3.
3 kids.
Mhm.
If you have 3 sons,
Mm-hmm.
you're prepared to take the position that 1 or even 2 of them are essayers.
I
Your
didn't
own-
say it's
your
all
own
men.
sons.
Some men are
but you
great.
said no, but you said 50%.
It doesn't have to include my family.
Well, statistically, it would have to include your family. So
There's
you would.
also thousands of people in the United
No.
States that would factor into that. So,
Well, but I mean, if we're looking statistically at 50%, like
do you want me
you're-
to say 40? Does that make you feel better? Like,
okay, so 1 of them, 1 1/4. I mean,
that's just my stance. I don't.
no, that's fine.
I think when men are alone, they do things that are not appropriate.
I know that. Sure,
A
that's
lot of times
sure.
relatives
And
do.
when
But-
they're
hold on.
together too.
I was
Hold
gonna say
on, hold on.
relatives do essay.
What's
like,
that?
I said a lot of times relatives do essay people, so you do have to
Sure.
factor.
That's the
But I
highest
just want to be clear,
percentage.
Yeah.
when you're raising, if you have 3 sons, when you're raising your 3 sons, you're going to be raising them and thinking of them as like future rapists. Like that's your view of your sons.
No, because I know the things that I'm instilling in them. That doesn't go for the entire general population. They didn't have the same upbringing. They don't have the same family values. That's totally different. Everybody has a different experience.
So you'll be the statistical outlier then when it comes to your.
Sure.
Okay. All right. If that's your position. Here, what about wait, if we change this question to, instead of it being a man, like, do you think your position is sexist?
No.
No, it's not. If we were to change it to, instead of a man or a bear, it's a black person or a bear, and the person picks bear, are they racist?
No. You're saying as like a follow-up or like just in general? That's the first question.
Yeah, so if we change the question to just be, would you rather cross paths with a black person or a bear in the forest, and they pick bear instead of black person, would that be racist? No?
I don't
Depends
It would
who's
be
picking
racist.
it. It depends.
I
on
think it would be
chance.
racist.
There's a
I'm not gonna lie. If a
50%
white
chance it would
person
be a
said it, it's
woman.
racist.
Huh?
But
Is
Like
there
a
a
black woman
50%
would
chance it
make
would
me
be a
feel safe.
woman?
yeah,
No,
That's what I'm
let's
saying.
say a black man. So if it was a black man or a bear, what would you choose?
It's still a
Still the
man.
bear,
A black
he's
man is
still a
still a
man.
man.
So you think she's racist?
no, because like she just said it before. I don't know if y'all heard it, but she said like if it was a black woman there, then she would still feel safe. So I think it's more of a sexist thing, not a racism thing.
How about if a white man picks the bear?
Yeah, that's racist.
Oh. Oh.
Why?
Wait, hold on.
Unless you said
But-
like what she just said.
So here's the scenario. You've had bad experiences with men. 100% believe it. I'm sure most of you women here have had bad experiences, maybe awful, terrible experiences. Let's say though, a white person has had 1, 2, and 3 terrible experiences with a or multiple black people, and
Well,
then
that's
they
different.
see on the news reports about these crimes that black people, I'm not saying this is the case, but just this is the hypothetical scenario, that these black people are committing. They're part of online groups. They have the TikTok algorithm, which they watch all these videos on TikTok, and the algorithm keeps feeding them stories about black on white crime. Because of their safety concerns, they're scared of black people. They believe all black people have the potential or capacity for violence or assault of some kind. Would this person be racist?
I think
To the point that instead of coming across a black person in the woods, they come across a giant, wild animal.
Well, I think honestly, they're being fed a certain image of black people, or if they had the experience, like how you said, they went like one right after the other, and they had bad
They
experience
just
with
had
black
2,
people.
let's say 2 or 3. bad
Like,
experiences.
I mean, that's their personal experience.
Are
and
they
stuff.
racist though?
If they think that every black person is gonna be like that just because
They
they're
think-
black,
Let's say it's
then yes,
50.
that's
They
being
think
racist.
50% of black people.
if they're saying like 50, I think 50% of black people might act like this because their experience is this, then it's
Mhm.
not. I don't think it's racist.
You don't
I
think
think
it's racist?
I think they're looking at it like
Okay.
as a experience, like a personal view. They're not saying that, like, for instance, if they met her and then they met me and they're like, oh, both you guys are, black girls or whatever. So how she acts might not be like how I act or vice versa.
People are individuals, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
Okay. So it's not racist. Is it? Do you think that would be racist? The scenario I provided? Me personally, I think that would be racist because the ultimate minority is the individual. Okay, that's gonna fall on deaf ears. Never mind.
I agree
About what?
that it's racist, and I think my opinion's sexist, but I can say that with my
That's-
chest.
Like, here,
that's
how
what I
about-
said
let
when
me-
he gave it the example of like just based off the person being black that you're scared, then okay,
How about this?
that's racist.
Let me would you, if you guys could, would you prefer to be on the subway just with other women at night?
Like as opposed to other men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then, because of a white person's bad experiences with black people, they would prefer to just have a white segregated subway. Would you guys?
That's actually
How is that not racist?
No, that is,
It's
you didn't
racist.
say it like
You
that. Though
didn't
you
say it like
said
that.
you said that if they were in a forest by themselves, like they're alone by themselves, and they're actually genuinely deathly scared of this black person, like, oh, this black person, if I'm here with them, they're gonna kill me, like they do on the news and stuff. Like they're genuinely scared of them the same way somebody is scared of the bear. That's different. But if they're like, oh, because you're black, I don't want to be in this thing with you because you're just a different skin color, that's being racist. Like you never came across
Okay.
nobody black that did anything wrong to you.
Final question on this. A white person wants to live in a white-only dormitory in college. Is that racist?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
yeah.
having the dormitory.
I was gonna say I don't think it's the white person wanting to be there because that's
Okay.
common.
Alright.
It's the fact that you have a dormitory just for white people. That's where it's
racist.
segregation. Like,
You got HBCUs here as well, didn't you? Or the
but white people could go to
Yeah, they-
HBCUs.
Yeah, white
Yeah.
people can.
But it's
Any race
technically
can go to
a form of sort
It-
of segregation, though, isn't it?
No,
And you do
actually,
get black-only
no, it's
dormitories
not
in
a
the
form of
country.
segregation because everyone is welcome if you apply to go there. The only difference is it's emphasizing on black excellence.
Do you think
It's
that if we had
emphasizing on
a,
the
would it be
history.
racist to have a historically white university where
If
we're
black people could
emphasizing
go
white?
there, no,
we're
because that's
emphasi-
the thing.
How
White
do you
people
think? How
could
do you
go
think
there.
that mainstream society would see that if we had a historically white university?
We
that
do
that-
They're all
have those-
historically
those-
white
yeah,
No, no,
they're
hold on a
what-
second. But that's wait till I finish
What
my
is
sentence. Wait
Harvard?
till I finish my sentence, and then we can
Well, you cut off
jump.
my
You can jump right
sentence,
in.
so.
You can jump right in. So, if it's a historically white university and they were celebrating white excellence, what
That-
do you think that society would think that that's a good thing?
That's not what Princeton and Harvard and those Ivy League schools do.
No.
That is what they do.
They do
It's
that.
Show me-
It's
show me where it
very
says that.
hard
Senator
for
donated
minorities to get in there.
$100.
Just one sec.